If Will looked back and was trying to give me whatever the hell it was I was asking for, he wouldn't have been able to accomplish it anyway.
Will, your husband?
Will is my life partner, right?
What's up, guys? It's your girl Rivah, and I am back again with another video. So recently, it was brought to my attention. Okay, people sent this to me on my Instagram DM, which if you guys ever want to send me anything on Instagram, my Instagram is at RIVAH_JORDON. But Jada Pinkett recently made a post, and then she took her entire Instagram and made it private. Okay, so this is the post in question that she made. And so we're going to go ahead and read all of it together. And then I'm going to give you guys my thoughts, my opinions, my feelings on this as requested of me. So we're going to go ahead and just go right into it. So the post itself says, a man can choose to belong to someone. And if he does, he is considered noble. A woman is told she must belong to someone or she is not worthy. And then Jada left a caption under the post, and it says, even in some of our great religious traditions, the goddess is rendered powerless without her male counterpart. And in others, the spiritual influence of the feminine of mother is not even recognized. We mere mortal women are worthy simply because we exist. And those of us who have cultivated our queendom within our inner kingdom and have a deep relationship with the great supreme, if we so choose to bond with someone from this space, we will erect monumental love and give birth to treasures. We need not bond in fear. You are greatness. So I first want to address the actual post first, and then I'm going to go ahead and get into the caption, just because there's a lot of things that she said, and there's a lot of things that we can go ahead and get into. I'm going to start with the post first, right? So it says, a man can choose to belong to someone, and if he does, he's considered noble. A woman is told she must belong to someone or she is not worthy. I think that a lot of women who have the feminist perspective, right? And I have to say the feminist perspective because a lot of the feminist perspective, in my opinion, stems from, the comparison of what women can do, of what men can do, of what women have been able to do in time and what men have not been able to do in time. That's literally how feminism started. It was, we can't do what they can do. And so now we're trying to fight for the equality, which has now been to fight for, I'm not exactly sure what they're fighting for now. I think they're fighting themselves. I'm not really sure. So that is kind of like what feminism has shown to be. And again, in my personal opinion, because of the gaze looking at, men are unable or men can, go around life and they don't have to have anybody and nobody cares if they're with anybody or not. But, if a woman does it, then it looks like something must be wrong with her, or, she's not worthy enough, because why wouldn't anybody want to be with her? That means that, this isn't fair. This is the difference between the two. I think that the context is where a lot of women, again, with the feminist mindset, are missing the mark. As a woman, you are the belonging. You are that. This is not something that, you have to be with somebody to be able to, show that you are this. You are it. You either are it or you're not. You either embody it or you're not.
What is the distinction between feminine power and masculine power? And we've been conditioned and trained to be men in skirts. We do everything like men. We compete like men. I said this on the Art Spot a few weeks ago. I said, most women want their boyfriend to act like their girlfriend.
A lot of women who, when they have that, compare and contrast mindset between women and men, it's always like they're fighting a losing battle. And the reason why, again, is because of their perspective. Instead of looking at something in trying to hone in on the best of your ability for one's self, they're unable to do so. And so when they look at any situation, it's always, well, how can a woman also do this? Or how can a woman also be in this position? Or how can a woman also? When I read that post in red, I look at it as I look at it completely different. First of all, a woman is told she must belong to someone or she is not worthy. A man can choose to belong to someone, and if he does, he's considered noble. Interestingly enough, I find that men, more times than not, especially if a man is in a community of men, of other men who are married, they are always talking about the value of marriage.
How to be a godly husband, let's talk about it. Understanding the importance of communication. This means actively listening to your wife.
This one is for the husbands. We have to get our act together before it's too late.
Let me say something to men, husbands primarily. If you feel like you're carrying weight, you're in the right position.
Whereas you can have women who are married who will talk about how, oh, girl, live your life. Oh, do your thing. Oh, girl, no, because if it was me, I would have done something else. Go home.
I want to know from women over 35 if cohabitating with men is really worth it.
It's been said before, but I'll say it again. Marriage isn't really good for women.
And I also want to say this too. It's, the point where it says a woman is told she must belong to someone else or she is not worthy. A woman always belongs to somebody. Always. Okay? From childhood. Your daughter, a little girl, she belongs to her parents. Then she might go through a period where she belongs to herself. Then she belongs to her husband while still belonging to herself. Then she belongs to her kids while still belonging to herself, while still belonging to her husband, while still belonging to her family. There's no problem in that. There's no problem in that. I think the issue that women are finding is that when women are unable to find counterparts, whether it's because they are in the space where they have delusions of grandeur, let's just be honest about it, where they believe that, they're supposed to have the pick of the litter, or they're supposed to have anybody who they want. They want the tall, dark, handsome, this, that. He got to make 6 figures. He got to this. He got to have a Rolex on the wrist. Like, whether it is, again, their delusions of grandeur, whether it's the fact that they are, not versed in how to date or how to vet properly, whether they are not in spaces that are within their vicinity. These are the issues that a lot of these women are having. And so they feel unworthy when they are unable to accomplish certain results. But especially in today's society right now, there are not many people who they even would care to listen to who are telling them that they are nothing because they can't find somebody.
So yeah, I'm 53, completely single by choice, and also no children by choice. Love my life, have incredible friends, and travel is the secret to my happiness.
Quit letting the internet convince you that being single by choice is a bad thing. You know and I know right now, if you wanted any man, you can go get any man, but you got standards.
If a woman is single for a long time, like 2 years, 3 years or more, it ain't because something's wrong with her, most likely. More than likely, it's because she's intelligent.
That's not the conversation. The conversation is that there's avenues to find somebody if you would like to. But the space that we're in right now, a lot of these women, you can't tell them anything. There's no correction. There's no accountability. There's nothing. So to even, I'm not saying Jada herself, but I'm just saying, to even for this post as a whole, it doesn't even matter to a lot of these women who, if a man belongs to someone or not, or they feel worthy within themselves, whether they are worth, whatever, based off of the way that they carry themselves or the way that they treat themselves or the way that they treat other people. A lot of these women are showing that they could not care less what anybody thinks about them. Hence why a lot of these women are single.
don't really care what a man think like that. No, I don't.
Still boils my blood that women are still more concerned with what men think about them instead of what they think about him.
I want to get into her comment. It says, even in some of our great religious traditions, the goddess is rendered powerless without her male counterpart. And in others, the spiritual influence of the feminine of mother is not even recognized. Now, I'm not exactly sure what religious tradition she's talking about. I would need more information before I could say, I agree or disagree, because I'm not sure what religious traditions in which she's speaking of. But I, from my own research, I've known that there's a lot of goddesses who, the power there's no conversation about her male counterpart. It has nothing to do with the male counterpart. It has everything to do with who a woman is in her own DNA and what a woman entails and the special parts of a woman, the divine feminine. That when a woman is in tune with that, again, everyone's comforted. Everyone feels safe. Everyone feels happy. Everyone feels whole.
There's nothing that we as women can't do when we understand who we are. But this ain't who we are. You know who we are?
Yes, ma'am.
The next, it says, we mere mortal women are worthy simply because we exist. Now, this is a conversation that I have to say that this part of the conversation I have to say is something that I'm scratching my nose because I'm trying to say it in a way that is not going to come off wrong. So, worthy of what is my question? Worthy of what simply because we exist? That would be my question. Because what are men worthy simply because they exist also? Because I'm a little bit confused. Like, worthy of what? And the reason why I'm asking that question is because if you're worthy of your own self-love, you absolutely are. If you're worthy of your own confidence, your self-confidence, sure. If you're worthy of the kindness of others, sure. Okay, I can go as far to say that. I think that's a little stretch as well, but I mean, I can go as far to even say that. If you're worthy of the basic respect that of a human being, sure, I completely agree with that. However, I think that also fuels a lot of the entitlement of the women that we're seeing now.
So let's keep it real. For the average person who is making $50,000, that's a good person. What does dating look like for them?
So if you're making $50,000, don't date.
A lot of the women that feel that they are worthy and that they are queens and then they are goddesses because they simply exist is not true. Just because you are a woman, just because you feel like you deserve, and just because you feel like you are, and there's no inner work, there's no inner connection, I don't agree. I don't agree. I think that you can tell, just like you can tell a king by his attributes, you can tell a king by the way that he moves. You can tell a king by the way that he treats other people. You can tell a king by the way that he, does certain things. I think that is the same thing with the queen. You can feel it. When a woman is a true goddess and when a woman is a queen, an empress, you can feel it by the way that she moves, the way that she treats other people, the way that she speaks to other people, the way that she treats children. Like you can feel it. It's like a queen mother thing. You can just feel. But again, there's work that's necessary. There is work. And again, I think that simply because we exist can lead to, that entitlement. Next thing it says, and those of us who have cultivated our queendom within our inner kingdom and have a deep relationship with the great supreme, which I think that's supposed to be God, if we so choose to bond with someone from this space, we will erect monumental love and give birth to treasures. We need not bond in fear. You are greatness. So I'm guessing, right? There wasn't a lot of details, but I'm guessing that she's saying that, people should not get into relationships because of their fears of being alone, in which I agree with that. you know, I definitely think that people jump into things trauma bonding, or they jump into things just because like, oh, they friends getting married and they want to hurry up and get married. And I think a lot of people focus more on the title than the severity of the actual situation that they're in. And so for that portion of the conversation, I do agree with it if that's what she's saying. But I also believe that there's certain things that are necessary to try to get certain things in order for your life. I think that some people who are out and they're working, you know, to be a doctor, and they're like, okay, I got to finish this semester. I got to, you know, they have that healthy fear behind them that's driving them to get what they need done in a certain time frame, because they understand the logistics of time. Very similarly with, you know, people who are getting it in a certain age and they want to have children, right? Like, okay, if you know that you want to have children and you did not focus on it in your youth, now it's crunch time. Do they need to find someone in that same mindset of fear? No, but could it be a little hint of a little fear of what their future might be because they didn't focus on it that's driving them? Yeah. And I don't think there's nothing wrong with that either. Again, because the very real idea of time. I think it was, you know, I think it's just very interesting also that Jada Pinkett made this post, because, I mean, I think that from what it seems as though, especially after that whole Chris Rock situation.
On Oscar night 2022, Will Smith slapped Chris Rock after Chris made a crack about Jada's hair.
Based off of like her book tour and the things that she said and the things that she's done.
I have to speak my truth, but I'm also going to protect you. So if I got to look like the adulterous wife to make sure you're good, I'm going to do it.
I definitely think that she is the captain of her own ship, right? I definitely don't think that she falls to the wayside or she falls behind in terms of her queendom, kingdom. I definitely think that everybody can see it's a whole queendom going on, right? Like it's whatever you want it to be, whenever you want it to be it. And, you know, it's interesting that maybe she still has those feelings. But again, like I said, when we see it from the outside, especially like I said, since this whole couple year span, with the whole August Alsina thing and all that, I mean, it seems like you got it going on, right? You had a husband and a boyfriend.
I got into a different kind of entanglement with August.
An entanglement?
Yes. Yes.
A relationship?
Yes, it was a relationship. Absolutely.
Like I'm a little confused as to how it might seem as though you are unable to fulfill anything in any right. And maybe this post is not about her. Maybe this post is about other women, or maybe this is about younger women. I'm not exactly sure, like I said, because she posted it and then she put her page on private, so I'm not even sure. But I just thought it was very interesting. And again, this was brought to me for me to react to. I give you guys my opinions, my thoughts, my feelings about this entire post. I'd like to know what you guys think about it. What do you guys think about this entire post? Both the post itself and her caption. Let's talk about it in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts on this video. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. And I will see you guys in the next one. Love you.